We're living in troubling times, which can bring an excess of a wide range of emotions. But what we need to do is stay strong and get through it. And no one understood this better than Beethoven. So today's lesson will be a very brief history lesson. Beethoven was born in Germany in 1770 and died in 1827. He came from a musical family. He worked very hard to achieve his skills. His childhood was not happy, and he began to support his family at the young age of 11 as assistant organist in the court chapel. He was very soon recognized as a pianist like no other. He had new ideas, his personal style of improvisation, and the passion and emotion that was contained in his works really, really moved the aristocracy of the time. And so many princes and counts and emperors became his friends. Now, at this time in history, the middle class was just becoming stronger. And at this time, he was being paid really well for his compositions and for his lessons. Concerts in public were becoming more common. So he was probably one of the first musicians to do really, really well for his work. And probably one of the very few musicians that until then who could demand his price and it would be paid. As a young man, Beethoven experienced the full impact of the French Revolution, and this is something that really molded his belief in that man had the power to change his destiny. He believed in freedom for all. And there's a great deal to say about the changes happening in Europe at this time, the impact of the revolution on his ideals, the changes brought about by industrialization. It was a really interesting but difficult time for many. But today, I really want to deal with the one thing that changed him more than any other. When Beethoven was at the peak, or so he thought, of his career, he began to lose his hearing. Now, imagine for a moment being a composer, working your life to develop this skill, finally achieving fame and fortune, and then to lose the one thing that you need the most, the ability to hear. Complete tragedy. This happened in his late 20s. At first, he decided to retire, and we can only imagine the grief that he must have felt. This type of thing will either break you or make you stronger, right? So strength prevailed. Beethoven was a fighter. He became resolved to overcome fate. And so his music, after this point, was filled with strength and emotion. His message throughout his works is triumph over adversity, to overcome every obstacle that is placed before us, to never give up. I'd like to quote from a book called The Enjoyment of Music, because it really explains what I am trying to say. And it says, quote, "Having conquered the chaos within himself, he came to believe that man would conquer chaos. This became the epic theme for his music, the progression from despair to conflict, from conflict to serenity, from serenity to triumph and joy." And Beethoven's music during his time of deafness is the greatest music that has ever been written in many, many ways. But I would like you to hear it for yourselves to truly understand what it is that I am talking about. And I thought the easiest probably for you to listen to and to really get the sense of what I'm saying is the Piano Sonata number 8, Opus 13, known as the Pathétique. It's one of my favorites. Also, I'd like you to listen to the Ninth Symphony, which I absolutely love. And you will need to read up on it a little bit, do a little bit of research, find out what it's all about, and then listen to it carefully, and you will really be inspired. Now, for all of you, I recommend a movie called Mr. Beethoven Lives Upstairs. And this tells the story of his life through the eyes of a young child in whose house Beethoven rents a room. It's really interesting, and you're going to really like it. And in conclusion, I'd like to say that we are living through a difficult time ourselves. There is uncertainty, worry, and many other emotions, but let us not despair. Let's be like Beethoven and rise above the fear of this pandemic. Use this time to learn more, practice more, be kinder, and be more helpful. We're all in this together, and I'm thinking of you and hoping that you will be safe. I'm here for those that want to reach out to me for lessons on Zoom. I've already conducted several lessons. And now I would really like you to go and listen to his music and be inspired. I'm really looking forward to meeting with all of you again and working with you in person. And I'm at the same time grateful for the technology, which is going to allow us to connect in the meantime. I love you all and hope that you will be safe. Now go listen to Beethoven and be inspired. Thanks. See you soon.